C.J. James. That'll be at 8 o'clock this morning. Looking forward to a conversation with a young man who's anchoring that offensive line and protecting his quarterback and opening the holes for, amongst others, Corey Krosky-Merritt. Coming up at 8:30, Jerry Palm from CBS Sports.
Yeah, I fell asleep on the Colorado-Stanford game and the Boise State game as well. But I stayed up and watched that West Virginia-Houston game. It was just nuts. That game is just, it's over, and then it's over, and then, now it's over.
Yeah, it was three of the most unbelievable endings, Jerry. I don't know which one was better, which one was more amazing, but three of them were just, unbelievable.
Yeah, I think the West Virginia game, just because of the short period of time in which the real drama occurred.
West Virginia scored with 12 seconds.
Yeah. And then, and they had a stupid penalty and had to kick off from the 20, which gave Houston, better field position, and I think that made a difference. That was a remarkable end to, really a pretty good game, but gosh, and then the comebacks, in the Boise State game and the Colorado game, I'm going to blow his name. I want to say it's Eric, but it's not. It's like
the Stanford receiver,
yeah. Ayo Manor, I think. Anyway, 294 yards receiving?
That's all.
That's like a month for good receivers. Yep. What a game that guy had.
Yeah, I don't know if you're on our mailing list for the Athletic New Mexico Bowl. The newsletter goes out every week, but in there I quoted my daughter on it. We were watching, and she just said, "Dad, college football's awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, it really is."
Yeah, it was this week, and it is most weeks. And we didn't even talk about Washington.
Yeah, I was telling you, Washington, Oregon lived up to everything it was supposed to be too, and that was huge, and it sets Washington up. And I mean, I don't know if you got them in a playoff moving forward, but it sets them up.
Well, I don't have anyone from the Pac-12 in the playoff because I still think they're going to beat each other up. But I have Oregon as the champion, and it's funny. I've been getting grief for this because I did the same thing with Texas. I think those two teams are close enough together. They're pretty evenly matched that I don't think one is going to beat the other twice. And in particular, the Texas-Oklahoma situation, that's two neutral site games.
I agree with that.
The Oregon-Washington game, Oregon will not have to play the second game at Washington if it happens. Now, there are other good teams in that league that could really mess this up. But if that game comes about again, that's a neutral site game instead of a home game for Washington. So that's another little bit of an edge for Oregon. So I actually have Oregon and Texas in my projections as conference champions. I have Texas ahead of Oregon right now. I'm not sure how much I love that.
Jerry Palm, CBS Sports, is with us on the Sports Animal.
Well, it gets going bright and early on Saturday. Penn State at Ohio State. What do you make of that matchup?
Yeah, it's funny because you think of Ohio State and you think of explosive offense, and they've had moments this year where the offense has been pretty good. But really the defense has been, I think, the better unit. And they've had some injury problems with the skill positions with Ohio State. It didn't hurt them last week at Purdue because it just overmatched them. But, it'll be interesting because Penn State's one of the best defenses in the country. You could even argue the best defense in the country. And Ohio State's defense is outstanding as well, so this could end up being really a low-scoring game. And I like Ohio State at home. It'll be the first time that Drew Aller has played, in a hostile environment like this. Penn State has really taken the first half of the season off in terms of their schedule. Except with the exception of Iowa, which, Iowa's got no offense, and that was 31-0. 31 points against that defense is pretty good, but that, they just wore down because they were on the field the whole game. But they won't be able to do that to Ohio State. And Ohio State has been on the road in a hostile environment, winning at Notre Dame, McCord leading the comeback at the end. So I I like Ohio State. I like them at home probably anyway, but I think the experience factor with two new quarterbacks, I think the experience factor actually favors Ohio State.
Jerry Palm, CBS Sports, joining us here on the Sports Animal. Tennessee at Alabama. What do you like in that matchup?
I like Alabama. I think their quarterback is better. They're both, they're both more defensive-minded than offensive-minded, unlike last year when they scored about 700 points between them. But I think Alabama's going to have a little something for them. I thought the way that game ended last year, I'm sure did not sit well, and they've been stewing on it for a year. And now they get Tennessee at home, and I like Alabama, and I think it'll be a comfortable win, but not a blowout by any means. But Tennessee's only played, I think they've only played one game on the road this year, and got killed in Florida, and they haven't really shown that they can play on the road. But one game is not a great sample size.
Is Oregon in a trap situation? Washington State got beat last week badly. That's the worst they looked all year. They go into Eugene coming off of that big emotional game last week. And Washington State can score some points, and historically the series has been really good. Is that a game that concerns you for Oregon a little bit?
Maybe a little. I'd be more concerned if they weren't at home. That game at home I think really helps them. They had to go up to the Palouse, I think that'd be a problem. But and then Washington State's reeling a little bit.
Yeah.
That what happened to them last week. That's kind of an anomaly.
Yeah.
But it also is an indicator that things aren't quite right. So and that's their second straight loss.
I believe it is. Yeah, they got beat by Arizona last week and UCLA the week before. Yeah.
Are they healthy?
I don't know that they are.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. I like Oregon. Oregon still has a lot to play for.
Right.
I like the Ducks.
Did you catch Air Force Wyoming? Air Force loses their starting quarterback for a while. They got the big one against Navy. They always say the Commander-in-Chief Trophy is the number one goal for them. I wonder if it's a little different this year because Troy Calhoun's got that team right now on pace to be the Group of 5 representative in a New Year's Six Bowl. They look good. And I think Wyoming's pretty nice, too. But the way Air Force runs the ball, even with a backup quarterback, what do you think of them?
Yeah, I would be more concerned about a backup quarterback if they were threw the ball around a lot. I like Air Force. I actually put Air Force in my New Year's Six game this year. I seem to waffle on that. I have like Tulane, and then I put a Mountain West team in, and then I have Tulane, and then I put a Mountain West team in. I think how long is their quarterback out? Do we know?
No, a few weeks they say, and it's really
not season-ending.
No, but it's interesting what their schedule is. Right, they're going to get 2 tests at the end. They got Navy this week, Colorado State. They get Army at home, and then they go to Hawaii, and they end with a UNLV team who I think is actually pretty good. Might be the second best team in the league. And then they finish at Boise State. It'll probably be cold up there. And then assuming they get into the championship game.
I mean, Arizona's in Colorado Springs, so I think cold's going to be a big deal.
Fair enough.
I like Air Force. I think they'll be favored the rest of the way. Doesn't mean it'll be easy. But I certainly like them this week. I don't think Navy's got a new coach, and they're still working some things out. And I think their best chances for getting beat are going to be in the conference. I don't think Navy and Army are strong enough to beat Air Force this year.
Did we talk about USC?
No, I was. That's right. I
had to double think. You're talking about the Pac-12 beating each other up. What do you make of that matchup?
Look, Jerry, we said they were going to get beat, and they got beat.
Yeah, that was a disaster for USC. Their offense was horrible. And give Notre Dame's defense credit. It's a good defensive unit. That's definitely the strength of Notre Dame. But they really made Caleb Williams uncomfortable. And now they're going to face a defense that's every bit as good as Notre Dame and one that has had success. I mean, they've won 3 in a row in this series. Has Caleb Williams ever beat Utah?
I don't think he has. Certainly not at SC.
No, I mean, but I don't think he beat them at all.
Jerry, did you see what they've got left? They get Utah. They got to go to Cal, and then it's Washington, Oregon, and UCLA. Like how many losses are they going to have at the end of the regular season, do you think?
Well, more than one, and I think, starting to do it, and SC is a 7-point favorite. It's funny, I made them the upset of the week. I made Utah winning the upset of the week in my column, my best bet column, where I pick a team to win outright that's at least a 6-point underdog, a touchdown underdog. And I'm looking at these teams and I'm like, wait a minute, Utah's a touchdown underdog at USC? I can understand underdog, but 7 points? Wow. I like Utah to win outright. I just think they're better, and I think their defense is going to continue to frustrate that offense. And I'd like them better if they had Cam Rising, but they don't. I don't think they're ever going to. So, and they're managing without it. So I think they'll manage one more week anyway.
They play defense too. I mean,
but that's the thing. When you're a really good defensive team, and that is a really good defensive team, you always give yourself a chance.
Yeah. You enjoying these Wednesday night games, like Conference USA?
I've been watching the Tuesday and Wednesday Conference USA games, and I have been.
I was trying to make a point. It said somebody was saying, it's stupid, and what are they playing for? What are they playing for? Because people are watching them. More people are watching this than would ever watch them buried on Saturday's schedule. There's a reason that the MAC has done this for so long, and the Fun Belt's doing it, and I think Conference USA is getting way more love than they ever would if they didn't play October games during the week.
I don't know that it's great football, but it's entertaining football.
That's right.
I mean, that league hasn't really got a great team in it this year. But I know more about Conference USA this year than I have ever known about them before because I have a chance to watch them, and I don't on Saturdays because I've got to watch the bigger games.
Yeah, look, there's some good story. What Rich Rodriguez has done at Jacksonville State to get them to 6-2 is good.
Yeah.
Liberty's undefeated; they're nice. Diego Pavi's a heck of a player. New Mexico State's 5-3.
I like him.
There's some fun stories. I agree with you. I couldn't keep my eyes off Sam Houston and FIU last night. That was bad football.
I felt so bad. Sam Houston is like, that's a pretty good program at FCS. I mean, they're a relatively recent champions of that group, are they not?
Yeah, no, they absolutely are. They absolutely are.
They were right there.
I know. I couldn't keep my eyes off it, and I'm like, this is horrible. And the delays, and there was no pace to it. I'm like, stop watching it, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
All right, my friend, enjoy the weekend. We're reading you every day over on CBSSports.com. Following you on the Twitter, it's at JP Palm CBS, and we'll catch up with you next Thursday right about now.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, Jerry Palm from CBS Sports. As good as there is in what he does, and we're really lucky to have him every Thursday and appreciate him spending the time. He's like us, man. We just couldn't stop watching FIU and Sam Houston last night because we're degenerates. That's what it is. All right, 9:30, John Traub's going to be with us, the general manager of the Isotopes, explain to you what the sale means and what it doesn't mean. I'm going to reset for you at the top. Right when we come back, got a bunch of correspondence from you as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night. Oh, and the Thursday Night Football in the Red Zone at 9 o'clock.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She's been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They've been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me
class bantamweight, which is what she likes. Harrison, first time she'll ever compete at bantamweight. She is new to UFC. I got a question from one of you earlier, and I'll find it for you. Carl said if Holly looks sharp, does she need another prep before she's ready to fight for a title again? I mean, I don't know. And maybe. Where is she at this point? It feels like she's fighting so randomly, just kind of. And I can be wrong. Fighting out her contract in some respects.
There's an element to that.
Yeah. And what does this do for you? When you hear Holly's got to fight, is it something you got to watch? I do.
Right now, Holly Holm is the 5th ranked bantamweight. So right there.
So yeah, she's got opportunities. So to answer the question, yeah, she probably would well, maybe would need another one, depending on how everything shakes out above her, right? Maybe. I know that's not what we do. And I got a bunch of other names on the text line of guys whose legacy was defined with one play. You're forgetting the most obvious one. Douglas Williams in the Super Bowl beat John Elway. That's a good one. That's a really good one. We hit that one. Timmy Smith was just hit. Mike Bass is the guy who returned Garo Yepremian's pass, it says. Jackie Smith, Dallas Cowboys. All right. Mike Bass ran back to Super Bowl 7. That was good. Harrison's was an interception return on a fumble return. Appreciate that, actually. You're right. Mike Jones, the tackle for the Rams at the beat the Titans in the Super Bowl.
Never knew the name.
Okay. Jack Tatum. The hit on Daryl Stingley. Okay. Frank, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Frank.
Hey, good morning, guys. I wanted to point out something regarding, I don't know if you guys agree. I watched Brock Purdy against the Packers, and the announcers kept on saying, oh, he's got all this pressure. Yeah, he had some pressure, but he missed a lot of throws. A lot of throws.
Until it counted.
And I'm just looking, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Until it counted. He was 6-7 on that last drive. But yeah, throughout the day, he missed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I like him and everything, but I think Goff can beat him. I'm a Rams fan, and now, of course, I'm disappointed. At least they made the playoffs, and I love Jared Goff. So I'm hoping. I hope they win.
You and I are the
think
same
Detroit.
guy.
I don't know. Who do you think's going to win, Jeff?
I like Detroit, but I'm with you, man. I a Rams guy that can't pull for the 49ers and is always really like Jared Goff. Yeah, you and I are the same on that. Absolute same.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the call. 505-246-0610 is where Frank called. So did Luis. Good morning, Luis. You're on the Sports Animal.
Yeah, okay. So I got a legacy guy. I don't know if he was already mentioned before I tuned in, but how about Buster Douglas?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, did you mention that?
I mentioned it earlier. I said, did he ever have another fight? I mean, I know we did, but tell me one other thing he did. No, it's a really good one. It's really good.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Yeah, he had a couple more fights, but he lost again. He lost right away.
Yep.
So he was out. Okay, well, that's all I got.
That's a great one.
Thanks
for the call. And Buster Douglas was one of those I mentioned earlier, right? Like, what did he ever do?
Yeah.
He beat
Mike
Tyson. That's all he really ever had to do.
I got a name for Jared Goff / Rams fans.
What's that?
Greg Zuerlein. 50-yarder.
Great leg to beat the Saints.
That's right, in 2018.
Yeah.
Here's another one for, might not sit as well for Rams fans, but what about Adam Vinatieri?
Yep. The kicker for the Patriots.
Yeah, the only kicker to ever walk off.
Yeah.
See, I think of Vinatieri for his career, though.
I do too.
And I get that. It's just, we talked about earlier, kickers are always on the wrong side of the legacy conversation, but I mean, the only kicker to ever have a walk-off kick in the Super Bowl. That's very
I was trying to think of one, and I couldn't come up with that. That was it. Scott Norwood could have. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, he could have.
The opportunity was presented.
Yeah, he just didn't. He just didn't. Is there one like I was thinking college, right? I was thinking, Lorenzo Charles, the Pitt. Malcolm Butler would be that guy for San Diego State for a long time. Although Malcolm Butler scored 20-something points last night, but he's the guy who hit the shot against FAU to put San Diego State.
Lamont?
Yeah, why do I keep saying? Yeah, I do mean.
Well,
I do.
Butler.
Because Malcolm Butler was the guy for the Patriots. Lamont Butler. The guy who hit the shot to put San Diego State into the finals last year.
For college, for me, it's Mario Chalmers, 2008.
That's a really good
winner.
It's a really good
one. Man, Lawrence went crazy that night.
Yeah. They beat.
You could actually feel the
Memphis.
ground.
They beat Memphis.
All I know is they won.
Yes,
it was
a
great
It
party.
was Memphis, right? It was Memphis, UCLA, North Carolina. I was at that. That was in San Antonio.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was it in San Antonio?
It was all right.
Really?
I mean, it was all right. I haven't been to a lot of fun.
You going this year?
Scottsdale
or Phoenix? I guess
haven't thought that far ahead. I don't.
Trying to decide myself.
I'll tell you, way back in the day, the one in Seattle was great.
That doesn't surprise me.
At the Kingdome, the old Kingdome.
I bet that was awesome.
Man. It was Nolan Richardson in Arkansas. UCLA went with the O'Bannons.
The O'Bannons, man. Wow.
It was Jim Herrick's team. Yeah. I know I'm going back to the day. I did myself a little bit.
You know what, though? This is one of those topics. This is why I love sports.
So that Final Four, in a weird way, is why I'm in this market.
I would love to hear more about that.
We shot a story with a guy, I want to say his name is Lonnie Rich, who snuck into Super Bowls and snuck into events. There's a picture of him like holding this Super Bowl trophy. We met him outside. We did a whole story about him sneaking in, and then this is back when we had tickets. They ripped the ticket, found him inside. His ticket wasn't ripped, and he snuck in. Like his whole thing. And that was the story that was on my resume tape that got me the job here at Channel 7.
That is something.
Isn't that weird? That going to that Final Four in some weird way landed me here. I mean, kind of. All right, you want to do red zone when we get back? What do we got? Defenses? You want to get real? Are we diving into numbers on red zone? I mean, that's a whole lot of numbers. All right, we're going to get into who's got the best defense, whose defense do you trust with the 4 teams left. It's the opening drive, Jeff, JJ, DC, on 95.9 FM and AM 690 Sports Animal, your home for the NFL playoffs for the Super Bowl.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it. You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the minutes. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, You shouldn't be driving.
J-Bach. Game day, Lobo men's basketball on the road tonight over on News Radio KKOB. 9 o'clock tip time, boys and girls. 8:30 pregame. Kenny Thomas and Brandon Ortega will have Lobo Live after the game in New Mexico, ranked 25th in the country. In California, they will play San Jose State. Before that, get out to the pit or listen here on the Sports app. Lobo women's basketball coming off that big win over nationally ranked UNLV. Back home tonight, JJ will have the call.
7 p.m. Get out to the pit. Support the women. Exceptional week last week, beating Wyoming, then UNLV, and then you look up and with Nevada beating Colorado State yesterday, the Lobos have wins over the top 3 teams in the Mountain West Conference, and they want to continue to stay right there, and they got work to do against Fresno State tonight.
Fresno State's in the pit tonight. You can go out and watch that. Aggies play tomorrow. Don't look now. Yeah, and boy, this will be something. This week's going to tell a lot. New Mexico State's in first place in Conference USA. I mean, they're 9-10 overall. They are 3-1 in conference play. 3-way tie with the 2 teams they will play this week. On the road tomorrow at Sam Houston, then they go to Louisiana Tech. Those are the 3 teams tied at 3-1 in Conference USA. So the Aggies will be back at it tomorrow. Wouldn't that be something? I'm just saying.
I mean,
what if they make it?
Yeah, you look at Conference USA right now, 1 team in the top 100.
That's Louisiana Tech?
Net rankings.
Yeah.
And if you're in New Mexico, yeah, you kind of want the Aggies to win some of those games.
Yeah.
Because New Mexico State's 264 right now. So
it would help you.
Get up a little bit.
Out of curiosity, does Conference USA get the winner of the regular season goes to the tournament, or it's just the end of season tournament?
Conference tournament winner. Yeah, I think every league now is the conference tournament champion. I don't think there's any league that their automatic qualifier is their regular season champion.
None left. The last was the Ivy League, and then they started a 14 postseason tournament
because it makes money. Yeah, because so basically, postseason starts in the postseason. The postseason tournament. All right,
and that's frustrating because you have really good teams in these conferences. They go 15-1, 16-0, and then get got and they get a second round and. You got to go home.
And here's what kind of stinks even more for them. The NIT this year, where in the past, it is brought automatic qualifiers like Utah Valley last year. If you win your regular season championship but don't get your automatic berth, you get into the NIT. They've changed the whole NIT format.
I don't like what they're doing with the NIT. It doesn't make any sense. Like the NIT actually worked, had a good formula. Regular season champs get an automatic bid if you don't go to the NCAA tournament, and now they're trying to make it a rating.
Well, they didn't want to see North Texas playing Utah Valley in the final.
They're like, we think it's better with 500 teams in the big conferences.
100% they do. That's exactly what they are. All right, let's get into the red zone.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? You're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to turn Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach. It's first and goal.
Well, championship weekend is coming soon, so it's time to get real about the Final Four. For the next 3 days, we're going to break out a microscope on each of these remaining teams. Today, we talk defense because defense wins championships. So I want you guys to take the time to point out key players, schemes, units, anything you see on each of the defenses, and just tell us what to look for in this weekend. Let's start out with the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, the Baltimore Ravens are talking about the team that led the NFL in sacks. They are not a super blitz team, but they know when to bring pressure. That's why if you look at any of these stories, at least 3 of their defensive assistants are in the candidate pool getting interviews around the NFL. They have unbelievable speed at the linebacker position with Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. So those guys are flying side to side. But Kyle Hamilton, first round pick at safety a couple years ago, he's playing well, and they're just so solid up front. It's what makes Baltimore so hard is they can beat you without bringing down pressure, and then when they do bring the pressure, it's lights out.
It's going to be interesting to see, for me, to see what they do up front, what they do against the run, right? And can they get Can they get to Mahomes? Everybody wants to get to Mahomes. Everybody, I think it's been proven. If you blitz Mahomes, he beats you when you blitz him. To me, can they stop Isaiah Pacheco? What do they do against the run? And I'm looking at yards per game against rush, and is it only 60? Is that what I'm looking at? Is that the number I'm looking at? They're only giving up 50 yards per game. That's pretty sensational. If they shut down the run, I think they got a pretty good chance to shut down what Kansas City does, because it's not like Mahomes is putting up gaudy.
2nd and goal.
Well, also in the AFC, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Starts with Chris Jones up front for me. And so it's going to be interesting. Do they spy Lamar? Does their whole scheme have a guy dedicated to spying Lamar? And even if he does, I mean, there's been instances where you put a guy, hey, watch the quarterback, he's yours. Lamar's just a better athlete, right? It's one thing to have a guy responsible for him, and then it's another, can he handle it? I told you early in the season, the reason I think Kansas City will still be here in mid to late January is because of their defense. I think their defense is better than it's been over the years. I think their defense is good enough, even on the back end, to handle Baltimore, but I'm worried about Lamar getting loose. Can they stop the run? Maybe, because they struggled against the run last week. Again, it comes down to the run game for me in these playoffs.
Yeah, it's a really good point on containing Lamar Jackson versus giving him time to pick yourself apart. It will be interesting to see what they do with L'Jarius Sneed, who has been a lockdown corner this season. Did they put him on Flowers and just kind of float him to certain places? As Kansas City has done a really good job of over the last month of embracing who they are on both sides of the football. And I think when they kind of scuffling midway through the season, I don't think they were willing to understand, hey, this is the way we're going to have to play. It's going to be Isaiah Pacheco. We know Patrick Mahomes is still going to be able to put his team in positions to make plays, but now we're seeing a team that has Patrick Mahomes playing clean football, running the football, and a very good defense. With Sneed, who do they kind of put him on to shut down on the Ravens? And my thing is, do you just bring the pressure and say, if Lamar, you're going to beat us? Yeah, run the football. Or do you sit that you're going to have to beat it?
3rd and goal.
All right, over in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers.
The 49ers are a team that they're up there, right? We just think they're good regardless. They're awesome. And they've overcome some in the back end. And it is really all about their front seven. Chase Young, Nick Bosa off the edges, really good defensive tackles in Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave. And then Fred Warner and Drake Greenlaw. Those are the guys that are going to set the tone, because this is a game where Detroit, Jared Goff, the good quarterback, but they want Gibson Montgomery going first and then working off that play action. So it's that Lions offensive line. Is it going to be healthy enough? Can Frank Ragnow, their center, continue to battle through? Are they going to get their left guard back? Because the front seven is the difference maker for 49ers.
So to me, this is a takeaway thing to me. I think their defense is so good, and what they do is take the ball away. And I'm trying to decipher kind of some of the numbers on takeaways. If they can force Jared Goff into giving the ball away twice, I think they've got a really good opportunity to win this game.
Only had 18 takeaways.
Is that all it is? Yeah. And it feels to me, last week Greenlaw with the 2 interceptions were really, to me, the difference. I mean, they were the difference, because for crying out loud, Green Bay and that young offense kind of did what they wanted to do, certainly in the first half. And so I feel like more than, coaches always tell you, well, if you don't give the ball away, take care of the football, we're going to win the game. And I think there's something to it. I feel like if they're going to win, they're going to force turnover.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Hear me.
All right. Finally, everyone's favorite, the Detroit Lions.
All right. So this to me is up front. And this is Aiden Hutchinson and that crew getting to Brock Purdy. I think we've seen Brock Purdy, who looked early on like he was never flustered. And I don't know that I think he was flustered, but he's human. And he was off. The last caller said, well, he missed a lot of throws. He did, until it mattered. right? How did Brock Purdy look to you in that last drive when he went 6 for 7 and looked pretty damn good? I think if they can pressure him in this situation, because there's a lot on Brock Purdy, and he's starting to hear it a little bit. I think if they can get to him early, pressure him. Now, what does that mean? They got to stop the run, dude. If McCaffrey owns that game anyway, that takes all the pressure in the world off of Purdy. But if they can get to him and put some pressure on him and force him into some uncomfortable situations, to me, the key for them is up front.
Sometimes you hear the term run blitz, and I think that's the case for the Detroit Lions, because it's odd. The thing that they've been bad about is in the secondary, and they've given up a lot of yards. Now, they're in the NFC Championship game, but if you're looking for, all right, what is a weakness for a team, it is the secondary for the Detroit Lions. But if I'm Detroit, I also want to make Brock Purdy beat, and I want him putting the football in the air. I want my linemen getting the hands up, trying to deflect passes, just like Baltimore did in that matchup in San Francisco when they ran him out the belt. Brock Purdy turned it over. It was the tip passes. And so it's almost daring Brock Purdy to throw the football. And we're putting this pressure to take away Christian McCaffrey. And yeah, maybe that's our weakness is, but I'd rather have Brock Purdy try to beat me down the field than him being able to settle in and get Christian McCaffrey going, and then start finding Brandon Ayuk. And there's always that 40, 50-yard play coming for George Kittle.
If you're them, are you looking at the 3-game losing streak and looking at some of the video and saying, what was the deal there? What? Because I am, and I want to know what the difference. How they were beat up.
Trent Williams.
They were really, really injured, and I understand that. And so it's different. But I'm trying to figure out, okay, what did that look like, and how do I replicate that? And I'm going to tell you something. If Deebo Samuel does not play, and my gut tells me he's going to, they've got a real opportunity as Detroit to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Jake, on the head, it's not getting pressure on Purdy. If he doesn't have time to make those reads, it's game changer. And especially if Deebo's out, then there's not as much pressure on the secondary. If it's that pressure, I can see a situation where Detroit really takes over if they control that line. So that's really interesting analysis. I like that.
All right, 505-246-0610. You can get in on that. We come back. I got a really good one. A guy whose legacy was made in one moment. This is I was thinking of one in this sport, and it's not his finest moment, but it is his defining moment. It's next. It's the opening drive. I'm 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange, the latest technology the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party.
Fun conversation this morning. Guys, people, athletes, whose legacy was somewhat defined with one moment. Buster Douglas. Kirk Gibson. Well, you got one back.
I got 2 good ones.
We might have 2 good ones too.
Oh, excellent.
Lorenzo Chark. Bucky Dent. Aaron Boone. Bill Mazeroski. Maybe even Joe Carter. It's the opening drive, Jeff JJTC. You can get in at 505-246-0610. What do you got?
And this is courtesy of my brother-in-law, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Leitner.
So I got a text on that one. That's actually really, really good. Did I get a text? Email? What was that? Here it is. It's from Doit. Christian Leitner's Desperation Jumper at the Buzzer with Grant Hill going OMG, OMG. That's a really good one.
Number 2, and this, honestly, I have a ton of KU friends, so I love bringing this up. Shaka Smart, which beating KU to go to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised the world.
Really interesting. All right, I got one. This is from, who's this from? It's from Dan. As OD discussed this, John Vandevelde. John Vandevelde on the 18th of the British Open. I mean,
there's a creek there.
Do you know anything else that guy ever did?
Nope.
That is a good pull.
It's really good.
Oh, I know he plays golf like I do.
I mean,
on the 18th hole.
He had the Open Championship won. Yeah, it's great. JJ brought this up. And if we're not in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I think he's right.
Holly Holm.
Does Holly Holm fit in?
I think she does. When you go back and watch that, I mean, that really jump-started women's UFC. I think that's a huge moment.
Anybody who's not from here, who doesn't remember her boxing career or follow her like we do, right? You live, pick it. You say Holly Holm, you think of one thing, which is a great thing, by the way. a great thing. That's interesting, huh?
Yes, it is.
Rod says local legacy. Royce only mugging Andre Miller with Lonnie Dixon choking on his whistle, then hitting a bomb to beat Rick Jarris in Utah. Does any market know more referees' names in college basketball than this market, by the way?
We would be high up on that list.
I mean, honestly, does any market, any fan base in the world know more referees' names than Lobo basketball knows the names of the referees? Those are good, man. No, so Vandervelde's good. What did he just come up with? What was what he just came up with? Christian Laettner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, really good. And Holly, yeah, I think that's right. There's, outside of here, her legacy, if you say Holly home to your buddy in San Diego or Detroit or Milwaukee or Philadelphia, yeah.
Knocking out Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. This just came down. Packers have fired their defensive coordinator, Joe Barry. I'm not sure I saw that coming. Do you? Did you see that coming?
Packer fans wanted it coming.
Yeah.
During the regular season.
Yeah, I'm not sure I saw that. Okay, that just came down. Did you get a good one on the phone right there? No? All right.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Then shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm.
Green. Early voting runs now through November 4th.
ANML AM Albuquerque is the sports.
Here's Maldonado for three.
Corner. Gatto drive baseline. This time he will take it to the rack.
He's so confident when he takes it to the basket.
On the board for her, 34-54. Behind the back dribble for Sosi, and Sosi buries the ball. Allison Sosi.
There's Lequan. Still nothing. It's perimeter oriented pass around.
Lequan fires a three and gets another one.
The basket will count for Junior Hogs, and he's fouled. Fouls on Juarez.
Great finish by Moore right
there. With it. Kicks it over to Jennings for a three. Oh, Santana calls bank off the window.
Has been stuck on 14 the last couple possessions. There's Chloe Brown, a right corner three. It's short. Randall, the offensive rebound. Counted and a foul for Nadia Randall.
Thought about it, puts it on the court, pulls up, gives it to Brown. What is this? Oh, my goodness.
Sanchez has the third one, so he's got two of those. Quick steal, and there's the basket to close out the quarter as Brandon Lopez with a big steal.
stretched him a little bit, and he got me thinking about it. You know, look at here.
Tipped away by Owino. Big smooth, big jam, big time finish.
Green. Early voting runs now through November 4th.
ANML AM Albuquerque is the sports animal. Proud to be a Cumulus media station.
Even if they're not that proud of us.
10 a.m. in the morning, she's
7 a.m. Time for the opening drop.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Vaughn.
They've done it 100 times. 100. That's a lot. Pretty good rivalry. First time that they've done it on a Wednesday night, to my knowledge, and the first time since the 60s that they've done it as a league game. And the Aggies took care of the Miners last night, 28-7 for their 5th win of the season, 3-1 in conference, and a big one towards a whole lot of things.
I don't know what Milwaukee was doing in the first place with a rookie head coach with that team. You're bringing in Damian Lillard, Giannis, Lopez, Milton. They've won a championship. That's their expectations, to be competing in the Eastern Conference Finals, to get back to the NBA Finals. And you bring in a young guy who wasn't terrible because they have the second best record in the Eastern Conference, but the vibe never felt right. And this also goes back to last month when they started flirting with Doc Rivers as a consultant. And so they are laying that foundation to get Griffin out.
I'm reading Bill Ryder's column. In his NBA career, so the NBA has seen 13, only in the history of the playoffs, only 13 times in the NBA's history has a team blown a 3-1 series lead. Doc Rivers has coached 3 of those teams. He's 6-10 in Game 7s. Most losses by far for a coach in NBA history, 10. It's a lot. He's 17-33 in games in which his team had a chance to clinch a playoff series.
Thank the following sponsors for
most
making this broadcast
coach
possible.
in that scenario in NBA history.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes.
Speaking of coaching,
we'll put in the work on the field
needs
and the
great
weight room,
depth.
but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Center is leading the charge in
Not Bill
NIL.
Belichick, not Jim
You can be
Harbaugh.
part of it.
This one makes a lot of sense. Brent Brennan just hired at the University of Arizona. What's up, people? He has hired Danny Gonzalez, who's the team coordinator and linebackers coach.
And Danny
Albuquerque's
and
leader
Brent
in
have been
sports
friends.
is
We
Pro
talked
B.
about that. That's really good. Danny Gonzalez will be in Arizona. Special teams in Iraq.
Play the Lobos next season.
It's there, right?
All your favorite action.
So the Lobos will be up against Danny Gonzalez next year. Keith Hamilton doing that?
Yep.
That's really good.
All your favorite
Good
talk
for Danny to get
shows.
that gig, and he'll be playing the Big Ten, or the Big 12 next year at Arizona. I like Brent Brennan a lot. I
Find it on.
He's a really good coach. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at Arizona. And that's a great get for him, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Former head coach too.
Makes a ton of sense, too. Being your friend, solid coach, and Danny
We aren't all
what
born
he's
with
doing.
the same opportunities,
Special teams and linebackers, defense.
but it's the people who care that change
It's a really good hire for Brent. I think it's a good spot for Danny.
My teacher,
And
my
that's
older
good. So Danny will be,
sisters,
and it's
my
close to
grandma,
home
my brother,
for Danny.
my tutor,
That's really good.
my
All
dad,
right,
my mom.
515-246-0610.
As
We're going to come
Mexicans,
back what the Lobos need to
it's
do
up to
and
all of
not
us to do our
do
part.
tonight
so that no
to
child
secure a
goes without
victory
love.
on the road in the
No
Mountains
family
Conference
has
in
to do it all on
California.
their own.
What?
They're all our
What they
children.
need to not do.
Every single person is called to make a difference in the lives.
And JJ's going to tell you
It's
how
up to all of us to do our part.
To pull
to
together.
follow up
Pull together
Pull together.
to make
Not
New
fall asleep
Mexico
at home
the best
tonight
place
either.
to be a
So
kid.
those two are both tonight to do that. And for years I've been telling you about IPS offering standing guards, 24-hour protection.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
You can call IPS as well. IPS will set up your business, access control. The only people authorized to get in will be the only ones who get in. Sign up and have IPS monitor your alarm and your cameras. When they see something or the alarm goes off, they're there within 7 minutes with trained armed security officers. And IPS provides you the manpower and technology to protect you and your family and your property. It's a winning combination. Call them at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Go online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque better and safe.
You're drunk. Intoxicating. It's You shouldn't be driving.
They should top the AFC and I wouldn't be surprised to see them get some championship games next season. I'm Omar Science.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's chosen to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus. I'm the designated driver. Adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not pregnant.
Does anyone need lights out getting home?
Don't
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
To its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system
Drive safe,
right? Response to Abrysvo. Common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about
These days,
Pfizer's
it's important
RSV
to know
vaccine.
people in businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle. There's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years. And we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today. Fiesta Kia on Lowe's. Or just start driving now at FiestaKia.com.
They specialize in repair, replacement, and new installs with a variety of high-efficiency heating solutions. Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning guarantees customer satisfaction. Plus, free estimates on replacements and installs. Daniels, 898-8860.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
Oh, your refund is similar to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like the secret power of he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop in his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Not fair. Do you TaxSlayer?
Save up to 80% when you file with TaxSlayer. Start for free.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you, but also not one based on Carol. She's more focused on hitting the high note than the car in front of her. Why be a rate based on anyone else?
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service.
How can we help?
Call International Protective Service today.
Wait, what? We are an HVAC company literally in your neighborhood. Why is she not seeing us?
Just all the big chains. Well, it is what it is.
What in the... Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you. Because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Remember when sports talk used to be fun? So do we. Listen to Two Men On with Van and Fred. Weekdays at 4 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
So Danny Gonzalez has a job at Arizona. He's going to be becoming special teams and linebackers coach.
That is correct.
And they've got a athletic director job. There's been a change there. I think there's all kinds of things. You see Pat Chun's name from Washington State up for that job everywhere. I think I've seen every Mountain West athletic director named Jeremiah Dickey's been in the Sports 360 Arizona has Terry Tooley from Fresno State and J.D. Wicker from San Diego State on there. You were just showing me a story that lists the Jeremiah Dickey from Boise State, Nevada's AD, Eddie Nunes' name is on there. So I think I've seen almost every Mountain West athletic. No, honestly.
Yeah, rumored for the job.
Seriously, it really depends where you look. I'm looking at the Mercury News. There's Jeremiah Dickey, Lisa Campos from UTSA, Mark Harlan from Utah, Eddie Nunes is on there on that one. So, Eddie's name's up for that job, certainly. It makes sense that he won, right? It totally makes sense. I've seen a million, like, the names and the different stories on this one are kind of crazy.
The Arizona situation seems pretty messy.
Allison Sosi.
Well, their money situations. They don't. I mean, you say, Jeff, they're going to the Big 12. They've got all this money. Do they have all this money? They basically fired their AD because they
fires the three and gets another one.
They're trying to save it. Pat Chung, J.D. Wicker, J.D.'s name is up there a lot. San Diego State. All right, Lobos are on the road tonight in San Jose. What do? You do what you do. A, you're bigger than they are, so bang it down there. Don't take them for granted. All right, just don't. Don't think you're on a roll. We're going into a team that's 1-5. You got to bring your own energy. Just play. Turn it up defensively. I think the backcourt can frazzle them a little bit. You can turn them over.
Guys have been stuck on 14 the last couple possessions. There's Chloe Brown, a right corner three, short. Randall, the offensive rebound. Counted and a foul for Nadia Randall.
There's length there. But you're right. The Lobos are better. It is weathering the storm.
Thought about it. Puts it on the floor.
Because I don't think it's going to be.
What is this?
Oh,
my goodness.
I think San Jose State is going to push them a little bit, and then so you have to go through those moments. Okay, San Jose State made some shots. How are we going to respond? And then I would expect in the second half the Lobos to take control of this game, and that's what you want to see.
There's the basket to close out the quarter as Brandon Lopez with a big steal.
These are the games you have to have. You can't lose these games.
But let's try to backtrack on something. The Arizona and Arizona State.
Tipped away by O'Neill. Big move.
And I'm seeing literally the same names. Eddie Nunes, I've seen his name for both jobs. I've seen J.D. Wicker's name for both jobs. Pat Chun's name for both. I mean, I literally see the same candidate pool for almost every story I'm looking at for both jobs. You want it? You want to throw your name in?
Sure.
I mean, what the hell?
I'll do something. The AD
Pac-12 hotline. There's Eddie's picture, and I mean it's literally Lisa Campos from UTSA and Jeremiah Dickey and Stephanie Rempe, and I mean the same names. Mark Harlan from Utah. Yeah. At least they got Eddie in his red blazer in this one. It's interesting. Really, really interesting. All right, ladies play tonight. You got Fresno State coming in. Ladies are coming off. JJ, probably their best week in, I don't know, since you've been calling games?
Yeah. It's the one moment you go back to is when they won the Mountain West regular season title, but they did that in an empty building. Final 2 home games this season, the COVID era, you played Colorado State back-to-back games, won the Mountain West regular season title, and so it was great for that team, but you didn't really get to enjoy the moment. And this last week, winning at home against Wyoming, handing them their first conference loss, snapping a 29-game Mountain West winning streak where you only be on their floor. I'm going to do a big thing on that for games tonight, kind of going back over that game and hear some stuff from Vianney Cumber. But, that was an incredible moment. If the Lobos, I get it, it's women's basketball. They're still fighting for the headlines. But that was one of the biggest stories in college basketball of the weekend, is the Lobos winning that game. Because UNLV was just destroying people.
In men's or women's college basketball, yeah.
And the way they played, they shot a good percentage. They held UNLV the 38% shooting at home. It was just a fantastic game. But you come back and you still have to prepare yourself for this team can be really streaky offensively. And so games that you think, kind of we're having this conversation, right, about the Lobo men, games that you think, oh, Fresno State's coming in Air Force. Fresno State team is not the 3-win team of last year. They're already 3-3. Mia Jacobs, a transfer from LaSalle, can drop 20, 25 points on you in a heartbeat. For the Lobos, it's about defending, rebounding, and then just being aggressive, finding that consistency, getting downhill, because it starts inside, and then see if you can get V going from 3.
Yeah. All right, so that's what you got tonight. Lobo women's basketball right here on the Sports Animal. JJ will have it. Crack the microphone at 6:30 from the pit, and then 7 o'clock tip, and then over on News Radio KKOB from San Jose. Robert and Hunter will have the call, 8:30 pregame, 9 o'clock tip-off, and then Kenny Thomas and Brandon Ortega will have Lobo Live after that. We had a lot of fun today. I really enjoyed the conversation on legacy, one moment legacy people. Got a few more on the text line. Lorenzo Charles, Steve sent that. I brought that up earlier. He's the one who had the winning dunk at the pit for North Carolina State. Buster Douglas was mentioned a few times. Scott Hatterberg, born for Moneyball, at least one of the greatest sports movie moments ever. Okay, that's from CJ. Rudy Tomjanovich and Kermit Washington.
Oh, that's a good one. I did not think that at all. And then you said it, and I pictured the shot. Oh my goodness,
dude! Kermit Washington was a good player for the Lakers, like a good, not a great player, good player. But you can't tell me one other thing he did besides break Rudy Tomjanovich's face.
No.
Wow, I hadn't thought of that for a while. That's one of those that I'd turn away.
What if I said Willis Reed?
I'm having a hard time thinking which one that was.
Willis Reed, the Knicks, the guy who came back from the locker room, came onto the floor, and they won the championship. Yeah. Back it's a long time ago, 70, 72, something like that. But I don't know.
That's a good one. I like that one. Here's this one. It's not just one moment. It's about 2 weeks. But what about Jeremy Lin?
Yeah, the Linsanity thing. I got one. This is from Mike. He said Chris Webber.
Wow.
Timeout.
Yeah,
timeout. Yeah.
And he had a good pro career after that, but that timeout, it's hard not to think that.
Yeah.
Well, like that's an iconic moment, but Webber had a good NBA career after that.
He did. But again, what do you think of? Like, is there one moment you think of a guy? Is that his legacy? I mean, it shouldn't be his legacy. But
it's a part of a bigger story, though. That Michigan era.
Yeah. That's really good. Valvano?
You talking about the speech or the
yeah, it's okay. So fair enough. If you have to ask the question, the answer is no. I was thinking of him running around the pit, hugging people, looking for someone to hug. But if you have to ask, then the answer is no.
Yeah, that's a moment though. Run around for the hug. I actually.
Right? Because it's hard for me to, coach. But the coach doesn't really have a moment, right? This was fun, man. And a lot of the names that were brought up, from Kirk Gibson to Bill Buckner to Lorenzo Charles to David Tyree, right?
Yep.
Malcolm Butler. Hell, Lamont Butler, for that matter. But a lot of really good names and good participation. A lot of new voices, by the way, today on the show today, which I love. The text line went pages deep. Jack Tatum. That's a crazy one, too, right? Because Jack Tatum's the guy who put the hit on Daryl Stingley.
Here's an interesting one for you, because I'm just going to toss it out there.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward.
Okay. Almost hit the shot at the buzzer. I mean, if you almost did it, does it count? Tell you what, Gordon Hayward, that would have been the best shot in the history of the NCAA tournament. If he hit that shot for Butler to beat Duke in the NCAA
Butler was in the title game. Yep.
Butler was in the title game. So it was
Butler had a crazy run.
Yeah.
Those 2 years.
Yeah.
Who did Butler beat to get there? I think.
Who they beat to get there?
Didn't they beat Kansas along the way?
It might be. That's
why I like Butler.
They were there 2 years in a row, weren't they? There was a run, man, where we had like a Butler and a George Mason and a VCU and there
Wichita State.
Wichita State. We had a run where.
Well, Wichita State, they had the undefeated team
that didn't get past the round of 16.
That played. that lost to a Kentucky team because it was the one.
It was
the second round.
It was the 1-8 game.
1-8 game.
Yeah.
And they lost to Kentucky.
Yeah, but they were a 1 seed and they were undefeated. But it was like last year. You had San Diego State and FAU, right? Who did? And I should know this, and I don't. And I was there. Who did Connecticut beat in the national semifinal last year? Who was the fourth team in that final? I just don't know.
So remember FAU, San Diego State, the champion.
It was, and Syracuse was a 5, and San Diego State was a 5, and FAU was like a 9. It was a top
Miami.
Top seed. It was Miami.
Jim Larranaga.
It was Miami. Yeah, because Miami beat Texas, right? Because those tickets were going to go bonkers because it was in Houston.
What a
and
Final
it was gonna
Four.
be Texas.
FAU, San Diego State, Miami, and UConn.
Isn't that crazy? Huh. That was really fun today. Really fun today. Jim Rome Show is next. They're heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 men ons here at 4. Then you get Lobo women's basketball here on the Sports Animal. JJ cracks the mic at 6:30 against Fresno State. Lobo men are over on News Radio KKOB, followed by Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas. Adrian, good work today. DC, terrific. Man, pages worth of Red Zone. Pages. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we will smell you early tomorrow morning.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Try that shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, sure that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve